Hello, welcome back to underKG Show. This is Phil, and today we got Galaxy S5. Nope, sorry, that's not a Galaxy S5. This is the one, if you happen to notice the difference. I tried not to talk much about the details because it's a personal preference. It's not exactly, there's an absolute answer on the design or anything. But just to mention that its own older devices like the Galaxy S4 or the Galaxy S4 Active has more of an attractive design to the more of the mass, means that the Galaxy S5 isn't exactly a very well designed in the commercial way or in an artistic way even. Putting a Galaxy Win right next to it, and you wouldn't be able to feel much of the difference between the very entry-level devices and the flagship device of the very same company. You could actually call it a Galaxy Win Neo, and no one's ever going to doubt that. So that's the Galaxy S5. I'm not going to talk much about it because it's, someone can claim that it's a personal preference, and it actually is. So we'll finish on that. Let's get to the things. There's a receiver on the top, 2-megapixel camera, 5.1 inch of Full HD AMOLED display, and they managed to change the key layout here. It used to be menu, home, back, and now they changed it to the multitasking key right there, which is a very welcome feature for an Android person like me. And there's a home key that's got a fingerprint sensor on it. The multitasking key, tapping and holding on the multitasking key works as a menu key, so you can use it as a menu key on the legacy apps. Back key remains the same. On the right is the side, which is far from being beautiful. It's just like this weird pattern on it is just not my taste. There's a power key, 3.5mm headphone jack on the top with the infrared port for controlling your telly on the Samsung Watch On application. There's a volume rocker on the left, micro USB port that supports USB 3.0, covered in this waterproof cap. It's got a sealing on it, and the opening and closing and back and forth kind of undermines the waterproof ability, so try not to open and close it as much as you want to. The USB 3.0 port, although it's got one, the cable coming with it is USB 2.0. I don't know why, but that's what Samsung made their decision for. There's a 16-megapixel camera and the LED flash with the heart rate monitor, which doesn't work for now because there's the law issue, but they're gonna make it work very soon. And there's an LTA local carrier logo, Samsung logo, speaker grill, and this weird-looking battery cover. The battery cover has been criticized for its weird-looking pattern, and they didn't even change it. Actually, one of the Samsung executives said that all of the luxury items have these kind of patterns, kind of a trend nowadays. I don't know. I've never had those kind of luxury brands, so I don't know what's the thing for the luxury theme shops, but that certainly isn't my style. Opening up the battery cover grants us the access to the micro SIM and the micro SD card slot right there, expandable up to 128 gigabytes. There's a 2800 milliamps battery, replaceable of course, and the battery cover's got a sealing here, preventing the water to go inside the actual circuit part. And when you close your battery cover for your waterproof phones, to ensure full waterproof capability, you want to press on every single part of the battery cover so there isn't any space that water can intrude. And talking about the waterproof function, we've got a little pool right here with water. Let's press it. And we're gonna wash it clean before we proceed to the review. Doing fine. Oh, there we go. Seems like it's doing well, surviving. Let's clean it off. Alrighty, turning it on, there's a fingerprint sensor so you can swipe your finger to unlock the screen. And there are some, compared to the iPhone's Touch ID, you just had to tap and hold on your finger to unlock your phone. Comparatively, you have to swipe your finger, which is okay if you're holding your phone like this with two hands free, but if you're just walking on the street and if you want to use your phone with one hand available, this isn't exactly the best option because swiping on the not exactly the straight way doesn't allow you the access to your phone. You have to do it like this in a very generic way. So in that way, locking your screen with the fingerprint sensor isn't exactly the best option on the Galaxy S5. You'd rather use it with the PayPal, the security method. So that was the thing. The display itself, although it's got a little bit bigger, 5.1 inches, the resolution stays the same. But what is not the same is the screen quality. The quality is actually very, very good. It's actually top scale display in the AMOLED arena, and there was this thing that they compared with the LCD and the AMOLED is that AMOLED didn't have that clear kind of feeling, and this is not exactly like clear as I want it to be, but this is definitely the top-notch display on the AMOLED market. And performance-wise, there isn't much to talk about. It's the latest Samsung Galaxy, and it does have the top specs. Checking with the CPU-Z, we can see that it's got a Snapdragon 801 quad-core processor running at 2.46 GHz with Adreno 330 and 2 GB of RAM, which is surprising that the Samsung put the 3 gigs on the Galaxy Note 3. So we're skeptical that maybe they're trying to push the Galaxy S line to the more of a lower scale line than the Galaxy Note. It seems like they're pushing the Galaxy Note line to the mainstream and this to the slightly lower level than the flagship. Alrighty, talking about that, it's got some distinctive features like the heart rate monitor, which doesn't work right now. We can't exactly show it to you now, but it does have that. And the camera has got a lot better. It's got an interesting feature called the selective focus. Is that they mix the photos up and they let you choose the focus, choose which part of the photo that you want to point your focus at. So you can tap on this near focus to blur the background, or far focus to blur the item you're closer to, and pan focus so you can have a crisp picture of the overall image. That was very interesting, and the overall photo quality is really good too. The sound in the matter, the speaker grill, it doesn't exactly produce that good of a sound compared to the iPhone, but the sound quality coming out of that 3.5mm headphone jack is really good. Even compared to the previous Samsung models, it's got a more of a solid bass and the solid sound overall. I was really happy to listen to music on the Galaxy S5, and there's a neat feature called the download booster. Turning it on gives you a little icon right there with the LTE and the Wi-Fi icon coming together, so you can use it at the Google Play Store and some other supported apps to download some apps or the files faster, utilizing both LTE and the Wi-Fi, which you should only use when you're using on the unlimited data plan. Yeah. Or when it's really, really urgent to download a massive file, which shouldn't happen a lot in your life. And the overall user interface has got a lot cleaner. The icons are cleaner, the color balance, I like it really, really much. It's better than that, childish color that the Samsung used to have. The thing that I don't like the interface of the Galaxy S5 is the menu, the settings menu. By default, it comes with grid, which has more than the icons, more than I need. And the list view gives you even more icons. And tab view, which is the cleanest out of 3, still offers you with too much sub option maybe. I think it should be like cleaned out a little bit, kind of organized, but I can see that they did try, but it's not exactly to my standards. The version, of course, Samsung's good with the coping with the latest Android. It comes with the latest version of 4.4.2 KitKat. And Samsung's pretty good with updating the phones, not the tablets, but the phones. So you shouldn't be worried about getting the latest updates from Samsung, the manufacturer. So that was the thing. The battery life, the 2800 milliamps of the replaceable battery in the phone works pretty well. On my full day usage, I was left with 15 to 20% on the battery life, which is very impressive because most of the phones don't last a full day on my usage or come 1 or 2% left with the battery. So that was very impressive. So overall, this is the interface and the battery are very, very well calibrated, and there's a neat little feature called a toolbox, which you can have a floating icon like this, like a chat head on Facebook, and you can designate an app to be shown in the toolbox. So in whichever app you're on, you can just tap on that toolbox and switch right into the app that you want. That's a neat feature. I've seen that on some custom ROMs, and Samsung has it. So that's a neat little feature. So overall, Samsung Galaxy S5 is a very, very well-designed phone. Except for the design itself, like literally. There are some opinions that the Samsung Galaxy S5 is a perfect phone without the design, and I totally agree. Design, I was really disappointed with the design, and it's got a thick bezels, and it's got a very, very unimpressive designs, and the battery cover was hideous, but the internals of it are actually pretty impressive, making me think maybe this isn't the top-notch phone that Samsung wants to make its flagship line. Maybe they have something hiding. You know, there's been rumors about the Samsung Galaxy S5 Prime or whatever. The Samsung executive said that there will not be the Prime model of the Galaxy S5, but I think there will be. It's just a guess. But the way the Galaxy S5 looks and feels on my hand kind of makes me that Samsung has everything ready. Just name this Galaxy S5 and there will be something more than this. It's just my feeling, but who knows what's gonna happen. So this is not only decent, this is an awesome, very good phone if you're not looking at the design. But for me, I take everything for the design and everything is behind it. So I will never use this guy. But for anyone who's not that much of a design freak, this phone for you. It's actually, to be durable to the other sites and the reviews I've read. So that was it. That was Samsung Galaxy S5, and we'll end up by showing you that ultra power saving, which is supposed to get about 11.2 days of estimated standby time. Takes time, but it works. Don't forget to tap on there to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you guys later in the following reviews. Thank you always for watching. Bye.